Hey, everybody, listen. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It's Trending Topics Wednesday, and we're going to get into it. Today's trending topic is titled, Not Today. Y'all better catch that. Not today. Listen, Diddy wants the world on notice. And what memo did he send out that some of these people didn't get? The memo is, yes, I paid Cassie. Yes, Cassie hit my bank account and got a lot of money. But the rest of y'all can go sit down somewhere. Because I'm not about to pay y'all what I paid Cassie or anywhere near that amount. So y'all can run to the New York court, the LA court, the Georgia court, with Miami court. Y'all can run to the court, but I ain't going to run y'all no money. Not without a fight. He said, not today. So the latest person that came out on the lawsuit, so let me give you an example of what I mean, not today. Because the person that is accused them when she was 17 of R-ing him along with other people, he tried to smoke her out. He could have just did another lawsuit and settled. But he said no. She a whole liar. This is what Diddy say. I ain't saying that. Diddy said she a whole liar, and I'm paraphrasing. She a whole liar. I want her to say her name and not be remained or named as Jane Doe. And he said he won a jury trial. Now, I may have to put on my clothes if Diddy gonna be in somebody's courtroom. I may have to put on my clothes and get down to that courtroom. But he trying to smoke her out. And he trying to hold out too. And hope she got enough money or her lawyers will wait long enough and really do this case on her behalf. So he's letting everybody know that it's coming and suing him after Cassie. Y'all ain't going to get that off real quick. See, the thing you have to understand about Cassie is she was with that man for over a decade. And apparently everybody liked to do videos. No, you will not be filming me. I'm not even doing FaceTime with my love. No. No, I will not call you on FaceTime. No. You getting dressed? Can you turn the camera? No. Can you send me a sexy picture of you? No. If I am asleep and in my sleep I see something flash and I think you took a picture of me, I'm kicking you out on sight. And I ain't got nothing for you after that. Nothing for you. Ain't taking no pictures of me. Not of my feet, my legs, nothing. But he's saying not today because he's not going to pay nobody else. No. So this latest guy, he came out and he said on the Love album, he lived with Diddy for a year. He did this song, that song, this, that, whatever. He was playing the piano, the guitar, whatever he was doing, producing stuff. And he said he didn't get paid. He should have rolled with that. But no, he took everything in the kitchen sink and he threw it in there, threw it in the lawsuit, threw it in there. Saying, did he walk around nude? Well, we don't heard that before. Diddy likes his birthday suit. He said Diddy was a groping and a touching. Well, that's Diddy. That's what we heard that already. Diddy like to do that. And Diddy is an equal opportunity lover. He don't care if you male, female, or you're thinking about it. He don't care. He likes it. Take your clothes off. That's all Diddy wanted you to do. Take your clothes off. Let's do this. That's Diddy. Now listen, I ain't here to judge nobody, nothing. That's what you want to do. That's what you like. That's your business. But see, and he let the people know because he get his phone and he start to showing you pictures. When he meets you, he's showing you pictures. Salacious pictures. in videos to let you go yay or nay, whether you down or not. That's Diddy. So does anybody had a job where they had to go live with the employer? Why was you living with him, sir? No, I will collaborate with you over the phone. We got all types of updated internet and all of that. I don't gotta live with you. No, I'm gonna be here with my dog and my cat in my kitchen, and I'm gonna play the song. Will you hear this song, Diddy? What you need me to turn up the volume? I'll turn it up. I don't need to come live in your house. See, the only problem I have, and I need y'all to stay leveled up. Don't y'all start going low on me. I'm not victim shaming, but here's the deal. Why do I need to live with you to collaborate with you? Why did you live with this man for a year? Why did you stay there after the first time you got groped, touched, or whatever else the case may be? You said you saw a whole Wild Wild West scene up in the house. Somebody got pow, there was blood everywhere, and you still stayed? I got to go. I'd be like, I'd be like, Diddy, I'm about to go to Target, and they would never see me again, and nobody would ever hear from me. He could call my mother, my father, my sister, my brother. They'd be like, I don't know where she at. She gone. Last we heard, she was with you. No, I'm going in hiding. I'm going to go to the FBI and tell them, give me a new name, put me in the witness protection program, but I ain't going to say nothing. Just put me in the program. I'll pay y'all. Put me in the program. I ain't got nothing to say. Witness protection. Put me in the program. Put me in the program. Put me in the program. So that's Diddy. So now, everybody that Rodney said was in the video, in the house, they debunking it. Diddy done got everybody to come say it wasn't me. Stevie J said it wasn't him, and some PRN star said it was me. They claimed the pictures were of underage girls. Well, a 33-year-old woman said that wasn't no underage person. That was me. If you go online right now, and 30 million seem to be the magic number. If you go online right now and you try to download the case, it's corrupted. Diddy got people high and low. And Diddy allegedly, there's a lot of blood drops that lead. You follow the blood, allegedly it leads to Diddy. Kim Porter, they claim it leads to Diddy. Al B. Sure was almost gone. They claim it leads to Diddy. The woman that did, the doctor that did Cassie boobs, he had this tragic accident, drove off a cliff. They claim it leads to Diddy. So Ronnie thought he was just going to go file this thing and all was going to be well. Ronnie, do your homework. Come on now. Kimora Lee's house. It leads to Diddy. Kimora been in that house for decades. She chilling, and all of a sudden the fireplace blows up. And she ain't say nothing about her best friend since. Kimora was running her mouth after Cassie won that case. Kimora was running her mouth trying to get justice for Kim Porter. Then the fireplace blew up darn near, and she shut up. She ain't say nothing of that. She heard the 10 kids she got. She said we're gonna mind our business. Come on, all roads leads to Diddy. But I'm gonna move forward. So now they suing Andy Cohen. Everybody coming at Andy Cohen. They say Andy, he like the cocoa. And some of the housewives says, if you do the cocoa with him, then you become the favorite. If you don't get favoritism. And now they want to talk about, he made us drink. They made us do this. They made us participate. So again, I ask you this. At what point as an adult, we love to say when a case happened, they say, well, that person was underage. They didn't have the mindset or the whatever to lead. Okay, we'll accept that. But now you tell me, as an adult, you're working at a place and you go to work and you don't like what you see. You go to Target and you thinking you just going to get your little Target discount and you're going to get to do the register and say next guest. And then you go in the break room to eat your lunch and you find out, oh my gosh, in the break room, they got cocoa, they got alcohol. And if you don't partake, then you are looking like the odd man out. How long do you continue to work at Target? How long? You stay there? You stay there and then years later you say they did me dirty? We got to talk about this tonight. See, I know what y'all say. Y'all thinking, right? Everybody saying Andy's about to get fired. Let me tell you what the problem is. Andy, there's always a fall guy in situations. There's always a fall guy, right? But the truth is, if he was the odd man out in that environment, he would have been got fired. But you want to know why he didn't get fired? And they're going to try to not fire him and protect him as long as they can? Because everybody's doing it. The odd person now is the person that's not partaking in said situation. All of them are doing it. They want to set the environment and allow it if they wasn't all doing it. All the powers that be are doing it. And that's why you got people just like Diddy. Diddy got people now coming out saying, nah, he's not like that. It wasn't me. And it was nobody underage. Andy got housewives coming out and saying, not so. She's a liar. You want to know why? Because Andy, Bravo, and NBC Universal and all of them, you know what they saying? Not today. They say not today. Because if Andy goes down, they got bigger people up there that will have to go down too. And that's why they say not today. So they called a couple of the housewives and said, y'all got his back? And these housewives coming out, Luann came out. I want to say Cynthia came out. All of them said, Cynthia said, I don't even drink. I was never forced to drink. Yeah, you want to know why? Not today, because they not going down like that. But y'all know what I need in the chat, right? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Wednesday night, trending topics, and we about to get into it. And listen, y'all better buckle your seatbelts, because just like Diddy, just like Andy, Diva is saying, not today. Not today. Don't y'all come for me. Y'all better stand your ground. I'm standing my ground, and we're going to have a real conversation. We love to get emotional and feel sorry for the people, but at some point, you all have ownership to what you are accepting and allowing. And we're going to talk about it. I hear you, Lorraine. How does Cynthia not drink and she have a whole wine bar? They all saying they wasn't forced to drink. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Roy.
Hey, Auntie, listen. Iyama said, not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Come on now.
We're not taking it.
You're not taking it.
Diddy, clink, clink, lock down.
Honey, well, you know what, though? You're going to have to lock down the chief of police who was allegedly probably at the FOs with him, and that's why they had his back.
Well, and I think that's why they're protecting him so hard, because there are so many other people behind all of this. Just like the Wendy Williams situation with the court. Now the judge, apparently, the lawyers was paying the judge money, you know, for her. You seen that story? Another topic. We'll talk about another day. Yeah.
No, you fine. No, everybody is corrupted. Yeah, the judge said if you donate to my campaign, what you would, I give you up some vulnerable people, and you get some money. It's all corruption. Because even the producers, don't get me started that on Wendy Williams and the producers talking about we didn't know she was sick. You didn't know when the driver
the lies.
The lies. The driver went around the block 29,000 times. You didn't think she was sick?
Do it again.
Come on. Brandon, I love the support. I appreciate you and love you. Thank you for the super chat. I hear you, Diva, about Andy, but like Yana said, somebody's got to pay. Yeah, well, you are right. But guess what? Right now, Diddy said he already paid Cassie. He ain't paying no more. Yeah, he done. He done. Corruption. So listen, y'all, you know what we're going to start out? We might as well go ahead and start out with Diddy. Everybody's coming for his neck. But the real problem is that so many people have participated in these FOs that the list is probably darn near 90% of Black Hollywood. And then 50% of the others. But everybody who was anybody was there. And he got cops, lawyers, judges, allegedly, politicians, allegedly, all in his back pocket. All he got to do is dial a number. You know, there was it was a movie or a documentary on Netflix. It was called Painkillers. And if you didn't see that, you got to watch it. It was amazing.
Yes, it was great.
Great. And it was based on a real live pharmaceutical company. They had all the evidence. They had this slam dunk case. And when the pharmaceutical company realized they was losing, sat back in their chair, crossed their legs, made one phone call. It went from the president to the vice president to this one, to that one, to that one. And all of a sudden, the case that they had a slam dunk on, it darn near went away. Gone. Now, I'm not saying Diddy got, pulled all the way up to the White House, but right now he got a lot of pull. He got a lot of pull. A lot of pull. We're going to see how this thing go down. Yeah, Al Pacino was awesome, and I'm telling you, it was based on a true story. Watch it. Watch it. They was losing their case. One phone call changed everything overnight. Corruption at its finest. And listen, it's really not about Diddy at this point. Because they been knew what Diddy was doing, been sinister. They said his dad was a gangster. And Diddy allegedly appears to be no better than the average gangster. He a corporate gangster.
And that's the worst kind.
And that's the worst kind. You can't fight farmer. Yeah, every dog has his day. And some have too. I agree with you. But we gotta see. Right now, though, Diddy said not today. Now, I ain't saying it's not gonna be tomorrow or Friday. But right, what he said right now, he said not today. Yeah. So let me bring this up. Just to listen, that case that the producer brought up is very sinister. But of course, you know what Diddy's doing. Deny, deny, deny. And listen, let me be clear. If you got a good lawyer, the lawyer's going to tell you, shut your mouth. Have you heard from Diddy? Check that out. Have you heard from Diddy? See, these other people, when they have case, they get on the Instagram, they run in their mouth, they get on the Twitter, they get on this, they go and doing interviews. Did you see him sit down with Gayle King? No, you did not, and you won't. Did you see him do an interview? No, because he got lawyer, he got money. He got them lawyers that said, sit down, shut up, we got this. He got a publicist. No, he ain't running his mouth. And every time the publicist or the lawyer come out and speak, they said, we ain't responding to the lies. No, he's not incriminating himself. No. He a whole criminal, but he not going to do that. So here we go. Diddy on the lawsuit. Okay. 2 women came forward, say they're falsely ID'd as underage. Now, the other sad part about this is that his son Justin is tied up in it. But can we talk? Can we talk? If Diddy likes to walk around allegedly in his birthday suit with no clothes on, let's be clear. The kids done seen too much. They've been traumatized. The kids been traumatized. They done seen their daddy at his worst. They used to seeing daddy with no clothes on. Some of those parties happened at that house probably. The kids seen it all. So Diddy attorney says a couple of individuals who were identified as minors in the salacious lawsuit filed against the mogul are not minors at all. They're fully grown women. Sean Hawley tells TMZ 2 women have come forward to clear the air after they saw their images included in Rodney Jones' explosive legal claim from Monday, where he alleged everything under the sun against Diddy, including claims of partying with underage girls. So they blacked out the girls' faces in the pictures that were included in the case. But the girls said, no, I ain't underage. I'm a good and grown woman and I could do what I want. There are photos included in Ronnie's lawsuit that purport to show a party that Diddy threw last summer in LA. And some of the images show Diddy and his son Justin around some woman with captions characterizing them as minors. Now, wait, let me say this to y'all also. You see why when Jay-Z and them throw these parties, they're like no cameras, no pictures. And you will get beat down and kicked out if you dare even look like you got a cell phone or anything like that. The suit even blacks out their faces, perhaps in an attempt to lend credence to the notion they're underage. But Holly tells us the 2 women depicted are anything but that. Now, see, here's the other problem with this Rodney. He was all over the darn place. When you coming and doing a lawsuit like this and it's so salacious, you got to be on point. He was all over the place. I don't know. I remember they was young. It was Stevie J. Dude, get it together. You are doing a lawsuit against somebody that has so much power in the industry. You got to be on point. See, what they're all trying to do is they want to get Cassie's windfall, but they're not following the blueprint of Cassie. Her thing was on point in detail, and they had videos and everything they needed. He was all over the place. I think they're underage. Here's a picture. Dude. Oh, I got a video with Stevie J, and now this other guy comes out and said, that wasn't Stevie J, that's me. Messy. For starters, she tells us the woman depicted in the screenshot of Diddy has actually come forward to set the record straight, as she feels she's been grossly mislabeled as have the circumstances under which she was in Diddy's company that night. Holly tells us the woman's name is Chelsea, a 33-year-old who has a child. We're told Chelsea does not want to publicly reveal her full identity, hoping to maintain her and her family's privacy amid this whole mess. But we're told she insists. Do you hear that? Insists 100% that is her in the picture. She insists. More importantly, we've been provided with a photo of Chelsea, which we're told shows her in the same bodysuit outfit she was apparently wearing in the photo included in Rodney's suit. We blurred her face in the photo out of respect of her privacy, but the bottom line here is Chelsea is saying she's in that picture with Diddy, and she is most definitely not a minor. There's another photo of Justin in this lawsuit that purports to show him partying, hanging around underage girls at the same party. But Holly tells us that too is false, as the woman whose face is blacked out in the picture is actually Justin's 32-year-old girlfriend. We obtained what we're told is an unredacted version of the photo in Rodney's lawsuit. And sure enough, they said, sure enough, it appears to be Justin's significant other, Stephanie. There's another photo of Justin and Stephanie from the same night, but a different angle that appears to back up that it's her. God darn it, Rodney, get your life together. And who is his messy lawyer that didn't send somebody to the internet to try to fact check these pictures and figure things out? Holly points to this as evidence that Rodney and his attorneys were at minimum careless in putting together the complaint here. Careless is an understatement if you're a lawyer and you went to law school and you passed the bar. Let me tell you this. And listen, I am a low level in terms of others who are doing this YouTube thing. And people send me emails. Diva, I know more about the story. And they want to say this, that, and that. And the first thing I say, because this is basic, and I didn't go to Harvard or Yale. I'd be like, who are you? Who are you? Don't be trying to get me hemmed up. Diddy ain't going to come after me. Who are you? Say your name. Tell me who you are. And will you be willing to come up and tell the story and show your face? And then I don't hear from them again. No, I don't need no secret information. It ain't that serious for me. Because what happens with this secret information, you like Rodney and his stupid lawyer that are careless and don't even do basic groundwork stuff. Come on now. I don't need no story that bad. I could wait. And I could have a discussion with y'all, but you ain't going to get me hemmed up. And they knocking on my door. My little town home. And I'm getting cleaned up. I ain't getting cleaned up. No, I ain't going to last 2 seconds. I ain't going to last in the police car. I'm going to pass out in the back of the police car. I cannot.
Not even in the police car. As soon as you get the cuffs on, you go pass out.
Listen, my heart going to be beating when they ring my doorbell and I see it's the cops and the FBI and the CIA. No. Get out of here. So I get that email. I'm like, who are you? There, I'll never hear from them no more. That's what I'm talking about. Get out of here. I don't need your information that bad. Last but not least, we got some clarification on Rodney claims that Diddy and Justin was somehow involved in a pow that left a man injured at a recording studio here in Hollywood. Something Rodney alleged in his complaint was covered up by Diddy himself. Now, see, Rodney, if you just wanted your money because you wasn't paid, get your money. Why are you doing all of this Hollywood movie plot stuff? Now, to me, if you know for sure that Diddy was capable of doing whatever you said here, why would you even run your mouth? Come on. And you didn't go to the cops. You going to a lawyer. If you was really wanted to solve something, you go to the cops. Oh, my God, Rodney. But our law enforcement sources tell us, and you want to know why they told them that? The alleged law enforcement sources tell us, because they was allegedly probably underpaid. The story that was told to the cops that night, namely that the victim was robbed at a GUM point in Pow by unknown assailants outside, ended up leading to arrest in the case. And those suspects are currently awaiting trial. We're told cops think the Pow victim stepped outside of the studio around 3:30 a.m. and was accosted by 2 individuals, at which point they tried to rob him. Our sources say the man suffered a Pow wound, and when the officers arrived, there was no sign of Diddy at all. Yeah, Diddy got out of there. Like, listen, every time there's a look at it, look at this picture. This is a hot mess. But see, every time there's a Pow, Diddy dodges out. And if he got to pass it to you or do whatever to you, you better call Jennifer Lopez, but she ain't speaking either. You think Jennifer Lopez is going to say nothing? She good. She's over there with, what's her husband name now? That like the alcohol? She over there with him. All right. Ben Affleck. The alleged culprits are Randolph Flowers and LaRon Bunley, and we're told they're suspected in other crimes in and around LA, including what's that? Fellow home robberies. Long story short, Holly thinks this is just another one of the dominoes that start to fall as details of Rodney's suit gets picked apart. Where was I? We reached out to Rodney's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn. Don't judge me, y'all. If I had a serious case, I'm not hiring Tyrone. You better call Tyrone.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Diva. I was thinking you better call Tyrone, and that's what he did. He called Tyrone.
Or as Mimi says, pick up the phone and call Tyrone.
Call him, okay? Who didn't get specific on the new info, but tells TMZ, thanks to Sean Hawley, Sean Combs, and Justin Combs are on a fast track to the same fate as Tory Lanez. So now he getting cute out of his mouth. No, stop telling somebody they're on the fast track. Get your case together, my brother. Get your case together. I cannot, Roy.
You know.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yes,
Tyrone.
That's Tyrone.
Call him.
This is so wrong.
But please don't use my phone. Please don't use my phone.
Well, hey, Tyrone. You know, where was Tyrone educated at? Brooklyn College, City University of New York, and his Juris Doctor from Seton Hall University out here, not in New Jersey. Tyrone, you're disappointing the people that gave you this education.
He went to good schools. Damn.
Yeah, that's why he's disappointed them. And they should go right to his law firm and take back the degree. If he got the degrees hanging on the wall, they should go snatch him down.
Snatch him off the wall. Take him down. One by one.
And if he still got student loans, just say you don't even gotta pay them. You ain't gotta pay them. We done with you. Yeah, poor Tyrone. We done with you, Tyrone. Because you can't even pull a case together so it can hold up in the courts.
And did he tell his client to be quiet? Like, isn't that the first advice that you tell your client is to shut your mouth?
Shut up. Built by creators. I appreciate you being here. We had fun with you during the Wendy Williams show.
Yes.
Another education connection. I'm trying to tell you. Check to see, too bad they don't tell you how many times they, and I'm not trying to judge nobody because I'm not a test taker either, but I cannot.
I can't. So listen, this is how I feel.
I'm listening.
This is exactly why I and so many others were, up in roars with Christian Keys. You come out, you tell these stories, you got holes in the story, then people come out and saying, well, that wasn't me, that was me, this wasn't me. Sir, where is the timeline in this story? Where are these individuals that you quote unquote claim to be under the age? It's very confusing. Diva, I've never, and I say never, lived with anybody that has employed me.
Come on now.
There's no reason to. I don't understand. To me, what it sounds like is Mr. Rodney, he lost his good thing. And the checks stopped coming. It was all good and dandy when he was throwing it back, and getting what he wanted. And then when Diddy said, it's time to grow up and get out on your own, because I need a young thing to come in here and do what I need, he got upset. And so now he's trying to file a lawsuit to make up for the losses that are gone. I can't understand this. And then you're gonna drag the children into it? Not dragging the kids. Whose 32-year-old girlfriend is obviously standing right there next to him. And you're gonna accuse this young man who is innocent until proven guilty. And obviously he's shown that he was innocent because he was standing right next to his girl. I don't understand. And why?
Justin is 27.
He lost that good thing and he's trying to get it back. This is sad. It's truly, truly sad. And I really feel bad for the real victim. And I don't want to say he's not a victim, but for those people who really do have a story and they're afraid to share it because you out here allegedly lying and putting people in places that they weren't even in. I just can't. I can't.
And correction, I'm sorry. Justin is 30. I didn't know he was that old. Yeah, well, Justin is 30.
Too old to be making the decisions that he's making and not having his story together.
Yeah, Justin is 30. And you know what happened with Rodney Royer? What happened with Rodney was when the Love album was finished, Diddy said, "Get out." He said, "I'm done with you. Get out. We good."
To the curb.
Kicked him to the curb.
That's why you can't get caught up on the things that people do for you and give for you. You got to be in it for yourself. Because as soon as whatever is being done is gone, it's over. And that's what it sounded like to me with this Rodney character. Everything was all fine and dandy until the money was gone, the loving was gone, and you had to figure out your next step.
I appreciate you, Roya. Thank you. Leo, you're up.
But this is not in support of Diddy. Let me just say that. I still do believe that Diddy do what he do.
Yeah. Diddy do what he do. And he's allegedly is sinister, as they say. But that's why, though, when you're coming up against someone like this, you got to have all your ducks in a row.
What did Kelly Rowland say in her movie? Whatever you do, don't lie to me. He lying to this attorney. He lying to poor Tyrone.
You know why he don't really know all the details. That's what the real problem is. I don't think he lying maliciously. Because he don't know the details. With the video, he's like, that's who Diddy told me it was Stevie J. Dude, the girls was underage. Did you check license? How do you know?
Come on now.
Was you at the door checking everybody in? Dude. And if you looked up the case that you wanted to tell about, you didn't know that already there was two men allegedly in there and they already accepted that somebody else did this crime, and you want to come and say that's not how it happened. Ronnie, go somewhere and sit down.
Several seats.
Leo, you're up.
And I will also fault Rodney with acting as though he brand new on the scene. The information that's been out there about Diddy and his poor business practices with the songwriters, the talent, the producers, he ain't never paid nobody. So why do you think that you're going to come in? Yeah, you living with him. Why you doing that? You already know you get ready to get the short end of the stick. Ain't like he ever did anybody right, ever. The only person I ever know him to actually do right by was Mary J. Blige. That's it, and that's all. And that was because that was in the beginning, and he was still trying to keep his good graces up with Andre Harrell.
That part.
So I like Rodney, you stepped into the cesspool on your own. And then now you want to come through and want coin for what? Because really, just like Royer said, he is upset that he no longer has what he had going on before. But you knew you was going to get screwed in the beginning, so you should have made accommodations for stacking your coin when it was time, because he also was offended, because you know how Diddy is. When it was over, Diddy wasn't kind to him and said, well, I appreciate your services, and now, you know, our contract is through. No, he said, get your things and get out.
Get to stepping.
Get your, you know how the cartoon had with the little rag on the stick? He told him to get it and get out. Like now. You got 30 minutes. Get your stick and your rag and gather your things together and get up out of here. And that's what he was offended by initially. Then Cassie came through with her lawsuit, and he said, well, I can see, well, I can get me a few dollars off of him. Oh, no, didn't say not today. Ain't nobody else getting no money. Cassie had an excellent case with an outstanding white shoe lawyer and a law firm. So, and she had other things. And she didn't go to the public. She didn't do no interviews. She let her documents speak for themselves. Now Rodney all in the streets trying to do a public relations type thing. And I'm scared for my life. And my people told me this. Oh, man, shut up.
Shut up.
Your people just told you need to be scared. Boy, get off Beyonce internet. Acting like you brand new scared. You already knew what you was doing. I know this in North Carolina. In all the years that I've known of Diddy, you can't stop, won't stop, that he will get you for everything you got going on. And then use you and abuse you and throw you out to the streets. So, sorry for you, sorry about you. But you know what? You got what you signed up for. How about that?
That part. Well, that just hit me over here. You got what you signed up for. You ain't lying right there. You signed up for shenanigans.
And look, Dee, he got every bit of it. Every bit of what he signed up for.
Mm-hmm. Right. This man talked about how he was sitting down getting groped and touched here and touched there. He had to carry around the substances for this man so that anytime he needed it, he could. It was just too much. It was a whole lot of stuff.
And not just that, Diva, but on top of that, you stayed.
That part.
That's it. You stayed. You volunteered to be a drug mule. So that's what you did. You put your hand up and say, I.
Oh, God.
All for a place to stay. You big dummy.
And then got threw out how Uncle Phil threw Jazz out. Throw him out the house.
Oh my God. But that's what happened. That's what he did. Now he mad. You know what though? You got, it's like buyer's remorse. It's participation remorse. You mad at yourself that you went that low. You participated in the gutter. And in the end, you still didn't win because he didn't even pay you. And he said he did like 9 songs on that Love album and didn't get paid. What, like you said, you signed up for that. Katrina, you up. Let me go pull up the credits on this Love album. Let me go pull it up.
Okay.
Okay, no, go ahead. You talk though.
I'm starting to think that he was put out there to make people think that people are bringing frivolous lawsuits against Diddy. Because nobody can be this stupid. How can you come out saying all this stuff without a lawyer, and then you lying talking about these people are underage without even checking on it? That don't make no sense. I think he's doing it, or maybe Diddy paid him to do it. Who knows? To say that, because everything that he's saying is the things that's already out there about Diddy anyway. So maybe he was put out there to say that when Diddy go to court, that a lot of frivolous lawsuits have come against him and all that type of stuff. And if not, he just totally stupid. Because it don't make no sense. You already know Diddy background. Everything that he's saying that Diddy did, we already know. So that's making me think that he was put out there to bring a frivolous lawsuit so people can say that people are just coming at Diddy for anything. But who knows? That's all I got.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Katrina. Tay, you're up.
I'm going to say this now. You big dummy. That's all, Diva.
Oh, shoot, you big dummy. Okay, that's another title I could have had. Okay, Sebastian, I'm coming to you. Thank you, Tay. Give me 1 minute. Now, Little Rod, see, this is where he should have just stuck to pay me. Because if you go on here, his name is on here as the producers of some of the songs. So this song, Deliver Me, it has Little Rod there as a producer. The song Stay a While, Little Rod is on there. Homecoming, Little Rod is on there. He should have just fought with that to get his money. I'm trying to see where else Little Rod name appears.
But Little Rod can't get no money, Diva, because he had free room and board for a year in a luxury mansion.
I know, but I'm just trying to say what he should have made this fight about instead of all this other salacious stuff. Then they coming at his neck.
Oh, it's in that one right there.
Not Jasmine Sullivan. Oh my God.
That needs somebody, Little Rod.
Oh yes, that was.
And the one on the bottom, reaching.
Okay, reaching, and that's what he's doing in this lawsuit. He reaching, Little Rod. Okay. Let me see. This thing got a lot of stuff. Now, Stevie J is all over this. So was it probably Stevie J in the video? It probably was, but it don't matter because Diddy got somebody else to claim it was him. Little Rod name is in the mix here. It's 27 songs. Little Rod said he was involved in 9, but your payment was your free room and board, the food you got, and unfortunately everything else. That
it
you
only had 3 stars, so it couldn't have been that good.
Oh, Julius, I'm gonna come to you. Then Sebastian, after Julius, I will go to you. Julius, you're up.
This is a hot, catty mess.
Hot mess.
This sound like some grade school. Nah, TT, grandma, Miss M, looking here. This, so we go see here. Look at this here. And so didn't do nothing wrong in a quick instance. Now, Diddy did do some actual things, but nothing this dude is saying is new information. He just being catty because he probably shot his shot and got denied. So let's just keep it real.
Diddy's not denied. Diddy gonna take whatever somebody giving him.
But I'm just saying.
I hear you. That's my thought, though.
I know, but this sounds more so like Kristen Keys, and that's why I felt ever since he came out with his thing, he wasn't going to be the only one. This is giving that kind of vibe.
I hear you, Julius. I appreciate you. Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let's add to the Diddy problems. Hold on 1 second. Oh, darn, this is a mess. Tiffany Red says she about to sue Diddy.
Who is this?
I am Tiffany Red.
Hello.
Uh-oh. You're doing a Kristen Keys.
Can y'all hear me?
Kristen Keys. Uh-oh, come on now.
I'm turning the comments off so I could just get through this. So, obviously, y'all know what's going on. There's a lot going on in the news. There's a new lawsuit filed yesterday by Rodney Jones against Sean Diddy Combs and countless other people. And I've gotten a lot of media requests. I've gotten a lot of DMs from the community. I've gotten a lot of questions. And so I thought I would just share it here because I don't plan on doing any interviews. I don't plan on I don't want to. I'm exhausted with this because I've been dealing with this behind the scenes since December for myself. It was filed yesterday. Sorry, one of my friends just texted me because she's watching. It was filed yesterday.
Oh, damn.
And so I just thought I'd let the cat out the bag because I just can't take it anymore and I'm tired of carrying this. I am suing Sean Combs too. I'm suing Sean Combs. I'm suing Interscope Records. I'm suing Bad Boy Entertainment. I'm suing Epic Records. And I don't know who else. I don't know if my lawyer is saying there's anybody else that's in there, but those are the people that I am suing. I am suing for tortious interference, for all of the work that I have done that has been fucked because of all of this. Fucked. Let me put I'm back. Let's put my phone on Do Not Disturb. My work was fucked. It was derailed. I spent years working with Cassie. Years. The music is incredible. It's all fucked now. It's got all this nastiness all over it. I can't tell you what I felt like when I found out this is what was going on. I can't tell you what I felt like when I found out that my music was playing in the background. That the reason why this nigga called me emotional singing bitch is because he was listening to a demo of me singing while he was doing God knows what with my fucking friend. I have been dealing with this shit since 2015. This has been some of the most traumatizing and terrifying moments in my fucking life. And to watch the world cackle and joke and people sending memes back and forth and all y'all in my DMs like, Tiff, did you see this? Like I'm fucking blind. Like I didn't just sit on NBC and speak with Chloe about my experiences. Are y'all fucking kidding me? So cat's out the bag. I'm suing too. That's why I haven't been answering your questions. You want to know why I haven't been in LA? You want to know why Tiffany Red is not outside doing 100%er activations? Because I don't feel safe. That's why. Because I don't want to endanger my team, the people around me. LA? Are you kidding? New York? Are you kidding? How is it safe for me the moment that I speak up? I just got a DM from Chalice for posting, trying to accuse me of defamation for my last post. That was a post of fucking Billboard. That was a post of some shit that was filed in a lawsuit yesterday. That's public domain. Fuck y'all. I will not be intimidated. I will not be intimidated. You ain't gonna sue me for shit because I ain't do shit. And I don't believe y'all neither. I don't believe you. Your story don't make sense. You know how many times I've worked at Chalice? You gotta buzz the front door. Then you gotta buzz the next door. Then you gotta ask somebody what session you going through. You think that somebody can just run in who's just got shot? That shit don't even make no fucking sense. Explain all the blood in the bathroom. Explain it. Explain it. I'm not defaming nobody. All the media that's reaching out, stop reaching out to me. I'm not doing no interviews about Puff. I'm exhausted with talking about Puff. I've been talking about Puff since the end of last year. I'm sick of it. This is not my life. This is not the shit. I didn't do none of this shit. But now I'm stuck in this fuck shit. Supposed to not say shit. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because I didn't do nothing but fucking write records that are fucking incredible. That are fucking incredible. And what did these niggas do? Waste my fucking time. Waste my talents. Throw me away. And y'all expect me to be fucking quiet? You want an interview? This is my life. In real life. That's Lil Rod's life. In real life. That's Cassie's life. In real life. And all this shit y'all doing on the internet is putting everybody in danger. I'm not outside because it's dangerous. You tell me who else gets to be accused of all kind of this kind of shit that ain't gonna get picked up and be in jail already? What did George Floyd die for? Some fake ass money. That's all it took. And all of this nigga still outside. And y'all want me to come to meetings? Y'all want me to go do shit? Are you fucking serious? This is not a drill. This is real. This is real life. I'm exhausted with this shit, y'all. I am exhausted with this shit. And I'm so hurt. And I'm so sad. I can't believe I'm about to cry on the internet. But I'm so hurt and I'm so sad because for the last 4 years, all I've been trying to do is make this shit better. This is the reason why I quit. Y'all ask me why I don't write songs anymore. This is why. This shit has made me want to kill myself. I'm fighting suicidal ideations as we speak because this is no way to live. This is no way to live. I just wanted to do records. I just wanted to write songs. I did not sign up for this shit. I was not raised like this. I don't want to do the drugs. I don't want to fuck. You want to know why I don't got a bunch of hits for all y'all that are like, she ain't got no hits? Them hits was behind me laying on my back, bitch. That's why I don't got them records. Because I'm not willing to get fucked. Because I got a daddy that'll hurt you. And I care about my family. So I'm not going to put my family in that position. So I quit. The thing I love. The thing I'm amazing at. The thing that God blessed me with. We don't deserve this, y'all. There's so many people getting hurt just trying to make music that do not deserve this. So there you have it.
So we ain't got to watch no more of this, right?
I'm suing Interscope. I'm suing Epic. I'm suing Bad Boy for all the music that I have written for Cassie that was derailed. I'm suing for my career that they took from me, that I earned, that I worked for. And for all of y'all who don't have the courage to do what I'm doing, to do what Little Rod is doing, to do what Cassie is doing, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
I don't know why y'all dealing with Diddy. Y'all just, I don't understand.
Ooh.
I don't understand why y'all dealing with Diddy.
Sebastian.
Well, after just watching what we last saw, I'm a little, shocked. Damn. Shoot. Whew. But as Leo said, why are y'all dealing with Diddy? Little Rod, it's very problematic, Diva. This whole living with Diddy situation. Isn't he married with kids? And he was living with Diddy? Isn't he married? Why are you living with him? Why? Why are you living with him? I just really want to know. 2, the issue I have with Tyrone Blackburn is that I don't think he vets his clients before he puts their cases out. I don't think he vets his clients. Because this lawsuit is giving me a kindergartner probably wrote it with crayons, and then had their teacher try to type up whatever it is. And, it just couldn't translate right. It's very... We all know Diddy's horrible. We all know Diddy does deplorable things. Wendy Williams has talked to us about Diddy for years. And Lil Rod probably thought he could jump on the bandwagon to get a little settlement. But the thing is, it's not. I don't think it's gonna fall. I don't think it's gonna come in his favor. I don't. You already have Stevie J. You already have the girls saying that they were not under 18. And if they were under 18 or whatever age, whatever state it took place in the age that they were in, that, they deem you of consent, age of consent. Were you the one checking their IDs and letting them in the door and letting them in their place? Were you complicit in allowing for these situations to happen? Oh my God. I don't know where have we gone in this earth? I know how we say 2024 is the year of exposure, but it's the year that we must bring shame back into society before people do certain things. You are a married man and you're living with another guy who a lot of people know likes to walk naked around his house and stuff. This is so problem. Let's bring back shame. Bring back shame 2024. More people will start acting correctly and doing things correctly.
Yeah, you know what though? What's her lawsuit about though?
Tiffany?
Her lawsuit was about that she wrote music for Cassie that Diddy never used and that her songs never came out. And I think that is the story of the music industry.
That part.
Unless she has a contractual disagreement
that
she was not paid for her publishing, for the contractual agreement, then she has something. But just for the fact that he didn't use her services, I mean, I'm not,
No, baby. No, they used her services.
Okay, when I say they didn't use her services, what I mean is that Cassie's album never came out.
Okay, that's why she filed the lawsuit.
But that is a business industry. If she has a contract that mandatory for that album to come out for her to get paid, then that's one thing. But did she go under this? She never talked about her contractual agreement. The fact that the music never came out is the story of the music industry.
That's the story. They shelved my album
all the time.
She's suing, and I'm not going to talk and stop calling me. But then why did you turn on your phone and your Instagram and you start crying? I cannot. Felicia, you up? I can't right now.
Drink some water, Diva. Drink some water.
Okay, thank you. Come on. Here go the water. Come on now. Go ahead, Felicia.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Our host often says, well, I'm riding the train alone tonight, so I'm going to ride this train alone tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I Am Tiffany Red is a Grammy Award-winning writer. She has written popular songs for many current artists. As E said, she was not compensated for the work that she did with Mr. Combs and his record company. And she has been in a back and forth trying to resolve it. It hasn't come to that kind of resolution for whatever reason. And so now she's going to pursue the legal path. Unfortunately for her, I think her presentation came across a little crass, a little ignorant, a little bit too rough for the people who really want to hear your issue. Mr. Combs is not an honorable man. And so I think if anyone is coming forward and said I didn't get paid after the chef didn't get paid, the nanny didn't get paid, Mr. Rodney didn't get paid. Cassie was complaining that he kept promising her on a 5-record album deal, whatever. She didn't get compensated. She got drugged up. She got used. She even got sued. Mr. Combs put a hanger to her friend's head, Carrie Morgan, and they both had to pay. So when I'm listening to Mr. Rodney's story, if I may, Adiva, I would like to read a little piece of what's different, because we all agree, most of us, none of us have never been in the company of Mr. Combs, but if we go there, we know he's naked. We can agree on that, whether he's opening the door, sitting in the living room, in the yard, unless he's with his publicist, he's going to be naked. We also know he's going to be under the influence, even if he's in a deep sleep. There are things that we know that he's going to be rude to you, he'll be disrespectful to you, and then he's going to try to feel you up some kind of way. We know this. So a lot of what Mr. Jones said in his suit, we already knew. So I came across certain parts of it, if I can share, which was a little different, I thought. According to his lawsuit, Mr. Jones requested that Mr. Combs requested Mr. Jones produce several songs on the R&B album. Mr. Jones agreed, and his life has been detrimentally impacted ever since. He alleges that Mr. Combs essayed him while he lived with him in his homes in Florida, LA, New York, and as well as on his yacht in the U.S. Virgin Islands. He said it also included constant, unsolicited, unauthorized groping of touching his bottom. He said he was forced to work in Mr. Combs' bathroom. So let's just imagine it's not the size of my bathroom. It's probably the size of my entire apartment while he showered in the nude. When he raised concerns about the behavior to Coram, and we know her to be the chief of staff, the house manager, she dismissed them as friendly horseplay, stating that those were acts that Mr. Combs would do, showing that he likes you. He also goes on to say that he was forced to solicit ex-workers and perform ex-acts with them to aid in his alleged recruitment. Mr. Jones said that Mr. Combs provided him with an exclusive bad boy baseball cap and required him to wear it to a Miami establishment, quote, as a signal to any ex-worker he approached that Mr. Combs was in town and had sent him to recruit them. So there are some new things. I don't think I read anything aloud to anyone who has been following you, Diva, over the past 4 months that doesn't sound believable. What I do believe, this is about him not having been fairly compensated. And as I heard Ms. Red, that's her story too. I don't think any of us, anybody in the chat, anybody up in this panel, does not want to be fairly compensated for their labor. And she mentioned that she was filing a tortoise interference. And for those of you who may or may not remember, that's what I felt was actionable for that monster woman, Monique, that she could have filed a case of tortoise interference where a previous employer or business person interferes with your ability to continue to do what you love, to pursue your craft, and to be fairly compensated. So what I was gathering from her is not only was she not paid, but she's not able to get work anymore because of her reputation and her credibility being defamed in this industry. I have also said, and I stand on what I say, that entire industry is dark and demonic. So when you go into it, you should know it. And you should expect that you're not going to be treated fairly and you are going to be disrespected. What did Miss Red say? She has to lay down and do a lot of effort in order to get work, right? I believe her. I believe her. I'm sorry that, as she said, her talent, her gifts cannot be used in the way that she had hoped. Maybe she has to go find other ways to create in an environment that is not so hostile and so demeaning to artists. I'm done.
Appreciate you, Felicia. Let me say this to everybody. When you go to get a job somewhere, they tell you go on a company website, see if you like the culture, see if you like what you feel, whatever the case may be. gather some questions so when you go on this interview, and this doesn't mean that just because you do all this due diligence, you're going to know 100%, because a lot of times you don't know till you get in there, right? But Diddy's artists from back in the 80s, when Diddy was Puff Daddy, when Diddy already got caught for doing whatever and had a whole trial when he was with Jennifer Lopez, if you go back when Diddy did the concert at City College and people lost their lives, there's some people, when you about to go work for them, you don't have to dig far. You can tap the Google button and a whole bunch of sinister stuff will come up about that person making the band. Diddy has a whole bunch of previous artists that claim he ripped them off. And then when he decided to make atonement and give them back the publishing rights to all of their music, they said it wasn't worth a dime. He already done sucked every dollar out of it to begin with. Now, Rodney, Little Rod, Jones, whatever his name is, he went to work for Diddy after all of that stuff was out, and I ain't even in the industry, and I know that. All of his artists said, F Diddy for giving us our publishing rights back, because right now he gave it back and ain't worth a dime. Suge Knight, who is currently doing collect calls from Suge on YouTube, said at a whole award show that Diddy ain't worth a dime. When he got up on the stage, he took the mic and said, Diddy ain't worth a dime. For all of y'all that don't want your producer in your video, come see about me. That's what Suge said. I ain't in the industry. And I know all this. Me not being in the industry, I already know if Diddy is looking for an administrative assistant, I'm not putting in my application. He don't pay nobody. So, yeah, so for somebody to come after and they like, he didn't pay me, I would be like, you don't say. You don't say. He didn't pay you? Really? I'm shocked. Shocked, not shocked. I mean, if you are blindsided and somebody gonna tell me Oprah didn't pay them, I'd be like, whoa, what? You come and told me Diddy cheated you, he stole your music, he did this, he did that, he's running around naked, he tried to touch me, I'm not going to be shocked. Let's go even further. Wendy Williams, way before all of this sinister stuff comes out about Diddy by Cassie and all of them, so you're going decades back. She started the how you doing so she could let people know in code that she thinks that some said celebrity likes the other team. So if you in that industry, come on now, you don't got to be Perry Mason to figure this out. Now you want to get on your Instagram, F that. He's trying to say, and I don't want to lay on my back. Well, girl, okay, let's do a little more recent. Cat Williams went on Club Shay Shay, and what is it at? 100 million views? I'm exaggerating, but it's at 59 or 60 million views. 60 million people saw Cat Williams say how in the industry you got to lay on your back. But people have been saying this for years, and so she said, I don't want to lay on my back to do. Girl, tell us something new. Who don't want to be compensated for their work? But if you want to wake up in the day and age of the internet, listen, when I was coming up and going for jobs, there was no internet. You had to hear from somebody that you should be getting $3.50 or $4.50 or $16 an hour over there. Now you could Google. Now you could do a YouTube video. How much they paying over there at Louis Vuitton? And I bet you a video will pop up and a former employee will tell you. So when you come on now, the geriatric times, you better tell them where you listen. When you want to wake up this day and age and act clueless to something that you could have looked up, I gotta put a little bit of shame on you. I didn't get paid. You sat there and did a whole album and didn't get paid. After I sit there and do one song and you're not running me my money, then I got to run. I wasn't getting paid. I'm sick of these people. Well, girl, what contract did you sign? What did you sign? What did you do? What happened? What's going on? You couldn't Google. He ain't paid nobody since he started in the business. Shine went to jail because of Diddy pretty much. So, and he ain't even really speaking now. And he did time behind Diddy, allegedly. And you can't get Shine to say a word. Matter of fact, he made amends with Diddy. But Diddy's not the only one stealing people's music. He's not the only one not paying these artists. I'm just saying, when do you wake up? When do you stop trying to pull us into emotions? And when do you rise up to the occasion? When? So we got to get all in the dirt and emotional with you because you didn't do a Google search. I did all that work. Why?
And Diva, Mace didn't get paid. The Locks didn't get paid. 112 didn't get paid. Craig Mack didn't get paid. Black Rob didn't get paid. I mean, come on now.
And when they died, he went over there and threw $10,000 to their funeral to try to act like he was doing something. Allegedly, Biggie didn't really get all the money he should have got. Come on, you know, and it's like, and then you want to get, Cassie got paid at the end, but Cassie did not get on nobody's internet and run her mouth. You got to know how to move. And see, the thing is, in these days, if you don't know how to move, you Google. In my opinion, you're up.
So while I agree with a lot of y'all, I disagree to the point where we're not gonna have change if somebody don't step up. I believe that Diddy is the worst of the worst, and he's the bottom of the bottom. And we scraping at the barrel if we want a perfect witness, because he's not gonna leave somebody perfect. He's gonna taint them. He knows this industry in and out. He's been taught by the best. I don't think we're gonna ever have somebody that's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be fought on both sides. But when you're breaking the law is the law, and then that thing need to be locked up forever. Under the ground is where they need to keep him. Okay, that Legion can go on ahead and go back too.
I appreciate you, in my opinion, and I hear y'all, and I'm with y'all, right? But see, the thing is, when you go to get the devil, you got to put your ducks in a row. And you know, you don't talk until you know you're supposed to talk and you're ready to talk, because you got so much evidence that he ain't going to have time to clean it up. So Tyrone Blackburn, he threw this thing together overnight. He must have used ChatGPT to put in his case. And he thought he had a slam dunk because he had some pictures. And they debunked it, every single piece, step by step. Underage, that's Justin's girlfriend. What are you talking about, Little Rob?
And that was real strange too, how they debunked it in less than a few hours to be able to bring it to us. I think they was he paying people everywhere to put on another dress, because they didn't stop him when they made that one dress. So yeah, she might have had that dress on in a picture, but we don't know when she bought that dress and when it was on her.
You know, you are right, but see, that's the thing though. His lawyer, who went to law school, should have known I'm dealing with a powerhouse here. If I was Tyrone and Little Rod came to me and he had videos, pictures, and whatever else he had, and he was in that house for a year. I would have said to them, Lil Rod, is anybody that was in that house, the housekeeper, the person that's sweeping the floor, the security guard, somebody that buzzed you in, will anybody come and stand by your side? See, when Cassie named somebody in that lawsuit, well, what's his name? That Roger Bonds, that, you know, now he got his foot cut off or toe cut off. He dealing with the diabetes. He ain't really saying much these days. She named Roger Bonds in there. Roger Bonds backed her up. I want to say she named some other people that kind of Gene Deal. They backed her up. He went there with evidence, and what the Tyrone should have been doing was making a phone call saying, hey, got a little Rod up in here in my office. He said this went over there down at the Diddy mansion. Will you come and be on our side, and will you talk? And I ain't go to law school. You got to make some phone calls. You got to get some people on your side. This is Diddy. Now, if you suing Diva who can't pay nobody, then put the lawsuit in and life is going to go good well for you. It's Diddy. Diddy, who allegedly from the streets is sinister. If Little Rod is saying, this right there in of yourself tells you the power. Little Rod is saying somebody got pow-powed in the bathroom because Diddy and his son got into an argument and they both pulled out guns blazing. I shouldn't have said that word. They pulling out things blazing and they just reckless with it because allegedly they all high and drunk. So boom, it hits this man's stomach. They said they didn't even care. Get him out of here. Grab him up, get him out of here, throw him outside, and tell him it was a drive-by. The cops collaborate that yes, it was, and they got 2 people in custody waiting for trial. Did Tyrone do his paper? Did he look? Did he try to see, was there a such case like Little Rod said, and did he look to see, well, what could be going on with this case right now? What did the cops say happened that night? Come on, Tyrone. Tyrone didn't even Google. Espar, thank you for the super chat. Diva, you better preach. Majority of New York artists signed bad deals from music, film. Welcome to Hollywood. Shook artists was broke too. From Snoop Dogg, Dre to Tupac. That's why Dr. Dre left. And what's the other one that was a part of We Want Easy? What's the name of that group? Eazy-E. What's his name?
NWA.
NWA. That's why the what's the name? He left too. Because they wasn't getting paid.
Ice Cube left.
Ice Cube. Not getting paid is Hollywood. Did y'all hear Taraji said, I'm not getting paid? There was roaches and rats in my trailer. This ain't nothing new. E, you're up.
Well, I must say, if anyone was looking for a sign to go to law school, here it is. Because the courts are going to be very busy over the next few decades. Because people want their money. Earlier, the question was posed, why are folks still working with Diddy? And I want to say it's because folks are looking for their big break. They're desperate, starving, and talented. And when you see a train passing in the direction you need to go, even if there are signs hanging off the sliding door reading dangerous, hazardous, health risks guaranteed, some people are still willing to take that gamble to get their foot in the door to display their God-given talent. These people have music in their blood and they're trying to get it out. It's their calling. So what we also know is that the Black entertainment circle is small and folks are trying to make it. Producers, writers, and singers living together while they are working on a project is not uncommon. This happens in the music business, sports, and modeling. It happens all the time. And even though work is honest, it doesn't pay the bills. This is actually very Diddy also did this with Usher back in the day. Remember, Usher lived with Diddy. Justin Bieber lived with Diddy. This is his creative process. So why do folks live with Diddy? They need a place to stay. They don't have enough money to live in these expensive areas and be creative. Come on. Rodney says he was not properly compensated for his work, and that I do believe. The reason he is not being paid is because Diddy stole Rodney's publishing, just like Tiffany Red said Beyonce steals folks' publishing in another video she did. This is common. Producers intimidate folks into signing away their percentages every day. I believe it, and folks want their money. Now, as it relates to the two men doing the horizontal mambo on the videotape, here is what we know. Yes, that it was a gay porn star who came out and said, that's not Stevie J, that's me. Okay. However, the fact of the matter is Rodney was still in Diddy's house. They agreed to that. And Diddy was, in fact, playing a man-on-man OnlyFans material while Rodney was in the room. Rodney may be unclear of who the actors were, but the fact of the matter is he still showed that man that videotape. And what was the purpose other than sexual entertainment and coercion? I believe that. Now, like Cat Williams said, Diddy likes to party and you have to tell him no. This is not the first time we have heard these allegations, and it's been published in the New York Times bestselling memoir, Confessions of a Video Vixen. I told y'all that before. Diddy likes to take folks to the gay club. Everybody has said that in the industry. Rapper Exhibit said that. Corinne Stephens told us so. 50 Cent told us Diddy wanted to take him shopping and go kick it. There is even a video of Diddy calling Nori and Meek Mill daddy. So it is not far-fetched to believe Diddy tries to entice men, because it's been documented and stated by numerous men and women, and I believe that. Mm-hmm. Now, when they showed the woman who was allegedly underage, but she really wasn't, I'll give you that one. She looked young, but she met the minimum age requirement. I'll take your word for it. Snap 2 times if you're over 21. Hey. So now here's where I have the dilemma, is that these documents were filed without being fact-checked and authenticated. Whether he was telling the truth or not, when you have a good counsel, shout out to Felicia, your good counsel will pick apart your evidence for holes to ensure it can withstand cross-examination from the other side. And when you have been living with a man with an abundance of alcohol and drugs of all kinds, your memory can get kind of foggy. That was good that you took photographs, but it was too bad that you were not clear on who all the persons were in the photographs and how old they were. That does not look good. It's sad when you file your paperwork and the defense can destroy your allegations before you even come to court, and the attorneys can state their opening arguments. Rodney took a shot at the devil and he missed. So yes, that doesn't look good for his case, but I'm not giving Diddy any grace with this, because a lot of things that Rodney said still have some truth to it. And I want to see him get his publishing.
He didn't focus on that though, right? Shame on little Rodney. So you know what's interesting, E? To my point, you said all these things you know about Diddy, but little Rodney didn't know before he packed his bag and went and stayed in his house for a year?
The desperation. Wanting to get into the music industry, starving artists. There are lots of things that people have done to get put into. I mean, we've heard stories. We've talked about it here. Look at Halle Berry. She didn't just wake up and become Halle Berry. There's a lot of people who she had to be with in order to get to the status in which she is. It's a choice that people make. But just because people make poor choices, it doesn't mean that they should be abused.
So you participate in the party. You good with the party. Get ready to come up to Andy Cohen to this point. You good with the party, but then when it's no longer benefiting you, you want to say all these sinister things happened at the party. And now he even said in that lawsuit that I think I was allegedly, had substances put on me. And then I woke up and I didn't know if something happened to me or did not. So as an adult, because I know, we get it because, if the person's underage, we want to say their mind's not developed and all that, right? But as a grown adult,
30,
you want this thing so bad that you allowing this man to fill up on your private areas. You got a whole wife and kids at home. Fill up on your private areas, touch your backside area. And I don't know, did they take your clothes off to be playing with your backside area? I don't know. Touch your backside area, tell you to come in the bathroom while they're unclothed. They show you a video and you don't say, nah, I'm not good, or you don't go to Target and never come back, and then if you just want your money for the work that you did, why didn't you tell us more about my 9 songs that I did, how much work I did, how I was on the piano all night long, and the guitar, getting this tune right, and those are the songs that everybody loved, the ones that I worked on, and I want my money. Instead, we heard about a pow, who did it, who was underage. What is your struggle here? See, the other thing with Cassie lawsuit, it was consistent. I was abused, I was harassed, I was turned into an addict, because I was fed substances. I was forced to get these boobs. She was consistent. He's saying that his lawsuit is about X, but all we heard was evidence for everything else. What's going on in the lawsuit? And if you go to Tyrone Blackburn, whatever his name is, I'm going to need you, Tyrone, when your client come to you confused, I'm going to need you to tighten it up before you put the paperwork in. God bless Seton Hall, New York University, the grammar school he went to, the kindergarten he went to, and the preschool Tyrone went to. But they all failed him. They all failed him. He gets an F. He gets an F. And I get it. You know, it becomes sensitive because it's such a sensitive subject, and we want the people to get justice. I want Little Ronnie to get justice, but he would have been better off coming to me, and I never went to law school. There's some girlfriends that come to me, and when they tell me the story, I'm sitting back like, I'm gonna go, and I'm like, hold on. Hold on 1 minute. I'd be like, hold on 1 minute. Let me ask you about XYZ. You know, I had a girlfriend, she was going to do all this complaining, and they told me I didn't come to work on time, and this and that. I said, but did you? They said I didn't do the document. Did you hand the document in on time? And when they say no, I'm like, well, you got to go sit down, because you're already dealing with 9 facts that they coming at you with that they're right. So what are we doing here? Let's cut these laws and let's clean off your resume and get you a job over here, and you're going to start fresh and do this thing right. Before I move on from Diddy, anybody else?
I'd like to say that when the document is no longer corrupt and we can see it in its entirety, we probably will see more about what work he actually did do and how much time he put in. Right now, we can only see from the reports, you know, the media reports and all that stuff is very salacious. But this was a very detailed complaint. But we can't see it yet. We have to wait.
You have to wait. And I'll come back when we can see it. Diva, respectfully, MJ said, Diva, respectfully, the burden of proof in civil suits, for example, the plaintiff bears the burden of proof. So Diddy has to defend himself via his attorney. Yeah. But see, the thing is, too, that has to be understood is Diddy got some powerhouse attorneys. And you can't be mad at Diddy's attorneys doing their job and trying to rip this thing to shreds. That's what he paid them for. That's what he paid him for. And that's why Tyrone needed to come a little stronger. But we shall see.
Well, and one more thing, Diva, then this is a cautionary tale. Everybody got to come better than Cassie. When you put up your claim against Diddy, everybody better come better, 2 notches higher than Cassie. And Cassie's on was stealth.
You done said a word right there, Leo. You done said a word right there. See, a lot of times in a lot of situations, people want to look at the end result. That's what they was trying to do with Shannon Sharp. Oh, that Cat Williams interview is 59 million views, so we're going to do some shenanigans and think we're going to get there. You saw the end result. You don't know all the work that was put in before it. Do some research first. Okay? Because what's that one? He thought he was going to talk about Shannon on the stage and get him an interview, and he got himself a picture with Shannon Sharp. Okay. He got himself a picture. He didn't get to sit on that couch and have that cognac. He didn't. He got himself a picture. People just move silly. Get yourself together. Get it right. Level up. Level up.
Play stupid game, win stupid prizes.
Let me move on to Andy Cohen. And let me talk about Andy. Love you back. Let me talk. So Andy, listen, again, just like Diddy, is sinister stuff going over there at Bravo? 100%. But you know what? They say you can always, the apple don't fall far from the tree. They said if you see the child, you probably see the parents because the child is acting just like the parents. So the thing is, Andy is the figurehead. But Andy wouldn't be able to get away with said things that everybody's accusing him of if it wasn't starting above Andy. So apparently, Bravo, allegedly, they're over there doing the most. Having parties like Diddy, but on a different level, in a different realm, because that's the industry. That's what they do. A lot of times when people have so much money, there's nothing else for them to really listen. If they want to go and go on a trip, they can just go. They can wake up and go. Where most people, they got to plan that thing. When I get my bonus, or maybe when I get my tax return, or maybe I save up for it. On the lower level, they used to have, I don't know if they still do it, banks used to have where you can save money just because you wanted to go on vacation. It would be outside of your savings account. I forgot what they used to call the accounts. Yeah, Luciana, we know it's out, but right now
CDs, cash deposits.
No, it was something else. We know it's out, but what we're saying is now, if you didn't get it before today, the file is now corrupted. You can't download it. Thank you, Lorraine. Vacation club accounts. Vacation club accounts, yes. So they used to have that. But see, when you're at these higher levels, you ain't got to worry about all that. You want to get on a plane, you on a plane. Yes, Christmas Club, all of that. Banks used to have accounts that you could open just for that. I don't know if they still do that. So these people, they don't know. There's nothing else to aspire to because they could do it. They want the bag, they could go buy the bag. They want the shoe, they could get the shoe. So they just level up to this level of crazy that's so disruptive because they could do everything else. So what's the next wild thing that we're going to do? Is we're going to have these parties, these orgies, and at said orgies, we're going to have every type of cocktail of substances that you could even think of or imagine. And then when their fellow counterparts, actors or actresses or whatever, get hooked and destructive, they're castaways. They feel sorry for them, but they don't because they know that at the end of the day, somebody in that industry helped them get that way because they was feeding it to them. So what am I saying? That Diddy is not outside of the norm for that industry. He's the extreme of what they do, but he's not outside of the norm. Because apparently the same thing is happening over there at Bravo and NBC Universal and all of that. Because a lot of people that were brave enough to talk, they come out of there and they say over there, they sending around pictures of their private part. They doing pictures, Diddy does videos. Over there, if you go, they're encouraging the cocoa and the drinking. Well, what do they say about Diddy? Over there, they just put in the substance in the drink, and then you so instead of encouraging you, you don't know, you thinking you having wine and your wine is laced. It's all the same. It's just different levels of it, right? So am I shocked to hear that this is going on at Bravo? Absolutely not. No. But the thing is, like Cat Williams said, Cat Williams is in the midst of the entertainment industry, but what he said is, I said no. And he's still breathing and living. So that tells you that if you want to say no, you can say no, and you can live and survive and still do said craft. Cat Williams said, all I did was funded it myself. So see, sometimes like the Nene Leaks, you don't want to do the work and have to try to fund it yourself and be on the outside in an island by yourself like Cat Williams. You want to be in the in crowd. And if you decide to be in this crowd over here, you indirectly sign up for all the foolery. So you can't sign up and then later say, oh, what, I didn't know. No, you signed up for that because you didn't say no. You said yes. When you come to do the movie and they say, well, if you want to do this movie, you got to get on your knees, you can say yes or no. But if you say yes, then you don't have buyer's remorse. You said yes. Listen, Andy could be a lot lighter than Diddy, but at the end of the day, the other unspoken word is when you get caught, when you go down, you going down alone. Do not say anybody's name. Remember what's her name? She was from New York. They did a movie on her too. Jennifer Lopez played her. The Madam. She would not give up the black book to the death for her. She wouldn't give up the black book. Because the unspoken word is you go down alone. You don't call out anybody's names. They begged her for that black book of her clients. She wouldn't give it up.
Ashley Madison?
No. The one who did Jennifer Lopez? She played the movie.
Oh, in The Hustlers.
Yeah, in The Hustlers. Who she played? Her. She would not give up that black book. Heidi Fleiss. She wouldn't give it up. They begged her. They threatened her. They tried all things. She would not give it up. Allegedly, Epstein, he wouldn't give it up. I'm just saying, there's a price to pay when you sign on the dotted line. Silence is golden. Yeah, in that case, it is. And so a lot of people, if they're being asked about Diddy, they won't say a word. They don't have nothing bad to say about Diddy because a lot of them know that they at them parties. They was at the parties. They was getting down with the get down because he's not going to reserve what he normally does no matter who comes through the door. I'm going to go really quickly with Andy. Because the bottom line I want to say with Andy is, and you're always going to get someone to do this because they don't want to give up the lifestyle. They're standing by Andy. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Let me see. Okay, let me pause this before I get in trouble for playing that. All right. So Real Housewives of Stars leaked to Andy Cohen's defense. They said, we weren't forced to drink. So multiple stars of the Real Housewives franchise are coming forward to defend Andy Cohen against Leah McSweeney's allegations. And they're all leaning into the idea each cast member is personally responsible for her actions. Luann de Lesseps, who co-starred with Leah on The Real Housewives of New York, talked to us Wednesday on TMZ Live about Leah's lawsuit against Andy Cohen. Bravo, the production company, Shed Media, and Warner Brothers claiming they took advantage of her alcohol abuse issues. Leah claims she was encouraged by Cohen and others on and around the show to drink all in the name of creating better content for the program. Luann, speaking from personal experience, didn't feel that was the case for her, saying, of course, alcohol and parties are part of the housewives world, but no one ever forced her to take up a glass. In fact, she says she doesn't think anyone can make a person drink. Instead, believing personal responsibility plays a key part in addiction recovery, an issue Luann also dealt with while shooting the show, having gone to rehab multiple times. As for Leah's allegation, Andy does cocoa with the housewife, Luann says she's never seen or heard about that, and adds is not in his character. Now listen, do I believe that? No, because what's her name? Her name is slipping my mind right now. She said a long time ago on Watch What Happens Live with Andy, he offered her when she was a guest to do the cocoa, and she hasn't been. They kicked her out off the island ever since.
Kathy Griffin.
She's now in the drive. Luann says she's now in the driver's seat with alcohol consumption and touring with a new cabaret show, and insists you don't have to drink to have a good time on Housewives. She further vouches for Andy, saying she doesn't believe he forced anyone to drink like Leah's claiming, a sentiment echoed by another former Real Housewives of New York star, Dorinda Medley.
And Dorinda, a mean drunk, and she stayed drunk.
Who appeared on the show from I made it nice. And y'all acting fool here, okay? From 2015 to 2020, tells us she feels terrible for Andy and questions why Leah decided to come back for a second season. Come on now. Let's talk about it. Because I said this about Nene. She came back for a second season and she did the ultimate girl shift. Why would she do that if you felt so uncomfortable? Dorinda added she jumped at the chance to come back on the Real Housewives, saying she had nothing but good experience with Andy and Bravo, and she gained so much by being on the show. She also said adults need to be held accountable for their own actions. Let's talk about it. And a non-New Yorker, Cynthia Bailey, formerly from the Real Housewives of Atlanta fame, also stood by Andy, telling us at Los Angeles airport she was never forced to drink or believed Andy was using a cocoa, as Leah said.
Brandy and Leah McSweeney are suing Andy, saying basically producers were pushing alcohol on them to kind of gas the drama and such and such. I mean, what do you think about this type of, it's not the first time we've heard these type of allegations, but it's like, it seems to be coming up now, back to back now, and it's crescendoing a bit.
First and foremost, that has not been my experience.
Right.
I did the first Ultimate Girls Trip. I did Real Housewives of Atlanta for over 11 years.
Yeah.
And everything that I did on the show was a choice. I think grown people, at the end of the day, have to be accountable and responsible for themselves.
Right.
Not put themselves in situations where if they have an issue, that it could cause an issue. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my heart goes out to anyone who does have a drinking problem, but I will say, again, my experience, I've never been forced to do anything on either show, Girls Trip, or Real Housewives of Atlanta against my will. I drink, if anything, I enjoy a cocktail. I'm usually asking them for the drink. Like, where's the margarita? But that's me. But I don't have a drinking issue.
Right.
And I know my limit, and I know how to handle myself.
Right.
And I can take full accountability for that.
Leah McSweeney had said that Andy was like, if you did blow with Andy, he would give you favorable edits. And a lot of people are like, what?
I don't know anything
about that. Right?
I've known Andy for years. I just did Watch What Happens. I just flew in from New York just now.
Yeah.
I just did Watch What Happens Live last night. I just saw Andy. He is I've never seen him do blow, and certainly never offered me.
Which is pretty crazy, I'm
not speaking for myself.
Just like Diddy got these people now saying it wasn't me, it was me. I don't know what Rodney talking about. This is what happens. But anyway, so that's what she claims. So CP says she sympathized with addicts, but as people who know they have a substance abuse problems need to make smart choices like turning down cocktails if they know they have a problem. Another former Bravo star, Brandy, also threatened to sue Andy for his inappropriate behavior. Bottom line, there's a lot of tension in the Real Housewives world, and this time is not only on camera. Well, it hasn't. It's been off camera for a while now, but Leo, you up? And Leo, can you continue the line? I had done had tons of water. I'll be right back.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so I basically feel that it's always been encouraged for folks to take drinks because drinks are around. If you want to pick up your glass and get you a little cocktail to get you kind of loosey-goosey for the next scene or for what you get ready to deal with, because you know Housewives is always drama. So, I mean, I think it depends on the person. If I'm not mistaken, Candy only take her a little sippy sip here or there. She's not really a drinker. When it comes to Married to Medicine, Jackie don't drink none whatsoever. I mean, I don't see it as you have to drink and they're forcing you to drink. I think if you have an issue and a problem with drinking and drinks are all around, and that's one thing with these housewife shows, they always going out to dinner or going out to lunch or going to brunch for mimosas and that kind of thing. Drinking is definitely available if you choose to. One thing about addicts is that if you are an addict, you have to make a personal choice, either not be around that environment, or if you are around that environment, you must be a little far within your recovery that it's not an issue if others drink. I know plenty of people, not plenty of people, but quite a few people who have gone through recovery, and you can drink around them and it's not a thing. They're not going to be looking at you crazy simply because you're having a cocktail. So it is not a thing where I think it is about Bravo itself. It's about the underlying issues. What is Leah trying to get at? Leah has always been kind of weird and she kind of problematic too. And she never was really a good housewife. I think she only did like 2 seasons. She was never really she always had a problem with everything that was going on at the time. So if you enjoy a drink, then Housewives is your place. If you have problems with drinks, then Housewives is not your place. The girl, Katie Royce, she was on Potomac and she was really good TV, but she had issues with the substances. Do I believe that Andy might do a little bit of the cocoa? Perhaps. Is he smart enough not to be offering it to all the housewives? I think he's smart enough not to do that. But yeah, it's a personal choice. Adults have to be held accountable for their own behavior, regardless of the circumstances that are around you. That's called adulting and adult behavior. Katrina, you're up. What you got?
Only thing I got, girl, is when Nene said it, nobody took a second look. Now this clear woman saying it. Now everybody, now he's been sued and everything. Nene been said this, and if Andy want to do the sugar booger, that's his problem. And the thing up is like you said, if you're an addict, you shouldn't want to be around alcohol nowhere, especially if you're weak. And you know that's what your trigger or whatsoever. So you shouldn't be around it anyway. But because they go to that little watch what happened live and they be getting tore up in that little clubhouse. But what I'm saying is if you have a problem, you know you have a problem. I wouldn't want to put myself in that situation or be around it just in case I'm weak and I have, a setback. I wouldn't want to do it. And like I said, when Nene said it, everybody was saying, oh well, oh well, oh well. But now she's saying it, now it's making big news. So I don't really care because it's been said before, and Andy's still gonna do what he want to do regardless because he's Andy and he's not going nowhere. So that's it.
And I agree with you, Katrina, too. And just like Diva said, they all participate in the substances. So if they ain't gonna let Andy go down simply because all of them producers, writers, all the network heads, they all indulge in the substances. So you can't really get him. Ain't nobody gonna co-sign for it. So what you gonna do?
And that's what I'm saying. So, like I said, when the black woman said something, it went over everybody's head. But now, since the clear woman saying something, now it's Andy doing like we don't even already know all this. So be for real, sue for something else because you know good and well if you going around this, he's encouraging you. You should say, well, Andy, you know I have a problem whatsoever, so I don't want to get involved in that. But if you're weak, like I said, you know things happen. But you shouldn't be around it anyway if you know you have a problem because that's your weakness, that's your trigger. And like I said, I really do not care because we already know what Andy do. And since they didn't take no thought in when Nene said it, I don't care because the clear woman said it. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, Katrina. Felicia, you're up.
Well, thank you, Leo, and thank you, Katrina. I agree with you both. Andy is a problem. Andy represents the problem with, in my opinion, of corporate America. I think way too many of us have a mayonnaise looking boss like that, act like that, got that kind of problem. And when you are not part of the party, you don't agree with doing certain things that may not be within your moral compass or what you choose not to do, they can make life difficult for you. Um, they tend not to trust you because you're not down with the get down. Um, and they think you're judging them versus you making a personal decision. But as I said earlier, and I'll say it again and again and again, this is the entertainment industry. And this is part of the admission policy. You know, you got to get down with something. You got to, you got to go out of bounds in some part of your life. And when you don't, and you may want to change up, or maybe let's say she did it for a little bit and then she says, I don't want to do it anymore, or whatever. He may have very well been making it uncomfortable for her. And like Katrina said, Nene's been talking about it for a long, long time. When the sisters talk about it, they say you an angry black woman. You're not supposed to be here. You don't like this one. You got issues. You're just giving the facts, but people want to bring it down to your gender and your race. So I don't like Andy. I don't like how he moves. I don't like why people go up there and want to talk with him and be with him. And I hope he gets the same kind of justice I'm hoping for Mr. Combs. I'm done.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Felicia. In my opinion, you're up.
Okay, so Bravo is the devil. Okay.
Amen.
And I think they know who they want to play on. Nene wasn't the first one to come out, and she ain't gonna be the last. And while I do sympathize with people saying that you have the right to choose, when somebody is telling you, because she alleged in her lawsuit that she was told if she didn't, consume the beverages, she would lose her job, and to the point where they even stopped her from seeing her dying grandma. So, and let's not forget, Hurricane Leah was their highest episode, and that was when she broke her sobriety and got all out of whack. She's alleging that the producers, and she named the producer Lisa Shannon, also told her castmates to tell her it was okay to drink as long as she was lucid. That they would help her with her sobriety after the show, but she needed to do this, to secure her check. When you are being told that and you want to stay on these shows, I'm pretty sure it's easy to persuade a lot of people that are weak-willed. And just because she was weak-willed doesn't mean that it was right. No, it doesn't. And so I'm so tired of people saying, well, she was grown enough to know it. Well, these producers was grown enough to know it too. And when somebody tells you that they dealing with depression and bipolar, this is the reason why these companies should step in and say, well, I don't think that you should film this season, or we should get you some help or something like that. But we shouldn't be pressuring people, regardless to whether they are grown or not, to do something for the means of keeping a job or keeping a paycheck. I think that is detrimental to what we need to be producing, because here's the thing: you're here to produce a show, not to encourage me to drink, not to encourage me to sleep with somebody, none of that stuff. And so when you step out of your bounds of producing to now telling me what I need to do in order to keep my check, now I feel like you are the predator.
All right. So, opinion, I have a question. So, if you are at your job and they tell you that you have to do something that is against your moral compass or is not in your best interest, do you feel as though at your job, to keep your job, is it worth the risk for you?
I feel like there's a lot of jobs where people are told to do something that they don't want to do or they wouldn't do, and they do it to keep their job. Where you asking me, no, I'm not weak-willed, so I wouldn't do it because the money don't run me. But for some people, they need this money. They need the check. They need the fame. They need all that stuff. And so for them, yes, it's easy for them to be pressured into the wheels of this world because they are ruled by the fame, by the money, by the whatever, the clout, whatever they're getting it from. But I still feel like it's predatory behavior for you to sit here and encourage me. If you know I'm going through a sobriety, you know this is what she claims in her lawsuit. They knew about her sobriety. They knew she was 9 months sober. They knew about her mental health disorders, that she was bipolar and depressed. So if they knew all this, why pressure her? Why tell the castmates to pressure her? And lead us not to say that when she got drunk, that was the highest rated episode of Romney's history. They have it in the documents. It was the highest rated of all Housewives episodes because they knew exactly what to do to get her booster rolling, and they knew she was going to do it because she was weak-willed and easily influenced. So when you are weak-willed and easily influenced, and these people have these right people in there, they know the weak-willed people. They will play on you like they playing a violin or a piano.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, in my opinion. Jules, you up?
Oh, this is another messy thing. Messy. We need to stop putting, well, we as a society have to unlearn, let me rephrase, idolizing the lights and glam and all of that because it's not what it's called up to be. It's truly not. Andy should be held accountable to the same extent as Brother Love, Puff Daddy, whatever the hell his name is nowadays that he's going by. Cause that's another confused fool right then and there. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Julius. All right, Tay Tay, go ahead on and give us the good word. What you got?
I say lock the kid, throw away, and don't let him come out.
Why you say that?
Because he's a devil like Pup Day or Burlo, wherever his name is these days.
All right.
And tell that I'm Felicia. I'm not a fan of his.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tay Tay. All right, Sebastian. How
You're
you feel
welcome,
about?
I'm so glad you guys got up to me now. Okay. Listen, Andy Cohen seems to have a problem. This is not the first time we've heard of these type of things. He seems to have a problem. And, you know, everyone's saying, let's do this, let's do that. Why don't we do the similar thing that we do to other artists? I mean, not artists, other people. Andy needs to go to rehab. Andy needs to go to rehab. And from there, they can decide what they can do. They have to make sure he's of sound mind without taking any substances as well. When it comes to the topic of Leah McSweeney, which I like to call Laya McSweeney, listen, if you are sober, you cannot be in the environment of alcohol. Leave the show. We have Dr. Jacqueline Walters on Married to Medicine, who said she has never taken a sip ever since she got her breast cancer, and the women be drinking all around her. They've made fun of her for not drinking, and she said it. I've never taken a sip again because of her cancer that she's had. Leah is just someone who's seeking for attention. She is seeking for everything because this is exactly what she does. This is what Leah does. 2, regarding the grandmother situation, you just didn't want to go see your grandmammy passing. That's what happened. You just wanted to make sure you got paid for that episode because last time I checked, they pay you guys per episode you guys feature on for certain scenes. So I want Leah to shut up and can take everything that she has and, as Denzel says, put it in the trash. You're trash, Leah. Trash. Complete trash. I'm tired of this notion that we have to believe Leah. No. I'm not believing Leah in Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Leah lies too much. She lies too much. She lies way too much. And this is I'm not with this. There are many of these housewives who don't drink but be going on Watch What Happens lives, and they substitute them with a little, mocktail or something. They do that. They give them a little mocktail. Leah, you had a substance abuse issue, which is alcohol. You should have just probably never been on Housewives. When you became sober, you should have just probably never been on Housewives. I'm pretty sure that when you went on that ultimate girls trip and Heather was making those little jokes and stuff. They weren't jokes. I didn't like Heather when she was doing that. Of course not. But I don't see you dropping a lawsuit regarding to Heather. Heather literally told you that, how are you going to stay sober this trip? I'm going to try to get you drunk. She literally said those words. I hope I see a lawsuit coming soon for Heather Gay on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I hope I see one soon. If you want to be consistent with your views, Leah. I want you to be consistent. Leah's just... Listen, Leah can shut up. That's it. That's my finishing statement. Leah can shut up.
Continue on, Leo, because you're doing a good job. But amen, Sebastian. Amen. I'm going to shut up. Go ahead, Leo.
You're muted, Leo.
Okay, I'm sorry. When it comes to sobriety, you cannot hold others accountable to keep you sober. Sobriety has to be your own mission. It has to be your own life choice. It has to be your own choice of lifestyle and who you want to be around and the choices you make of what you want to do. When Leah was a drunk beforehand in that first season and she was cutting up, acting a fool, when she got sober and came back, she already knew what the environment was. When she decided to do Ultimate Girls Trip, she was in full knowledge of what the environment does. She already knew that they encourage drinking. She already knew that. Ultimate Girls Trip was what it was, the Ultimate Girls Trip. So what did they do on the girls trip? They drank to oblivion. The Roni girls drink all the time. Dorinda was a stumbling drunk. Ramona was a stumbling drunk. Leanne was a stumbling drunk. They all drink to oblivion. And then you go on the girls trip with these women? That's what they did. The responsibility for your sobriety is yours, no matter what the environment is. And who's next? I can't see. E, go ahead, girl. Give me your good wisdom. What you got?
Hello, my dear.
Now tell it.
I just wanted to make sure that we were talking about the same Cynthia who sells the wine coolers, because I'm just asking for a friend. Because Cynthia said, this was not her experience. She doesn't have a drinking problem. She knows her limits. But I remember a scene from season 7 with Cynthia and Portia. I'm talking about Portia Williams, Kelly Stewart, McKinley Gubadia, where Portia and Cynthia got so tipsy, they got to fighting on the yacht. Remember?
I remember.
For Cynthia to say she had not seen this play out on, it's definitely played out on Housewives of Atlanta, because remember, Portia Williams, Kelly Stewart, McKinley Gubadia was deemed an aggressive lesbian when she drinks. And she said she wanted to eat candy till she came. So I agree with those who spoke before me Andy might not offer everyone a powdered donut because it's exclusive to those in the in crowd. If you got the good stuff, you don't want to just share with everybody. But I don't believe Lanithia pulled these allegations from her crack. I don't believe Kathy Griffin pulled these allegations from her crack. Now, when we say folks have to be accountable for their own actions, I agree with that. But so does your employer. If As an employer, if I hire you and you have openly communicated with me that you suffer from mental conditions, I believe I heard somebody mention bipolar. This person said that she had a drinking problem. She had 9 months sobriety. If I know this as your employer, why am I putting you in situations that could compromise yourself?
But excuse me though, E.
Well,
Then
no.
why show back up for a second season when you know your employer is jeopardizing your sobriety?
Well, how about if I suffer with bipolar and I have all these mental conditions and I've already broken my sobriety? Well, that would be a reason why I would keep showing up. That doesn't give them. Listen, if you hire somebody with these conditions, my point is you do have some responsibilities to your employees. You don't get to put tempting things in front of them, knowing that they have underlying conditions and say, hey, you're accountable for your own actions. Yes, they are, but they're at work. They're at work. They have on your microphones. Your lights are around here. You're paying for dinner and you're paying for the drinks. No, you have some responsibility in that too. And yes, at the end of the day, we all make choices. But at the end of the day, also, when you want to be an employer and employ these people with these conditions, you do have to exercise some type of remedy to mitigate your losses. So I'm not going to let Bravo off the hook on this. Not one bit.
Let me ask you this, E. If they having a buffet and you a vegetarian and there's chicken there and you go eat the chicken, now they responsible because you a vegetarian, you ate the chicken. We got to stop the foolery.
Well, since you asked me, yes, because anytime I've been out for a work lunch, they always ask, do you eat chicken? Do you eat fish? Are you vegetarian? And they make sure they have options for everybody. So yes, if work
And they
is
have
providing lunch
for everybody, but because you know you're a vegetarian, if the vegetarian options are over in corner B and you come over to corner C and pick up a chicken, that's their fault.
Well, if I'm bipolar and I'm at work and you know it and you taking responsibility for me on the work trip, then yeah, sure.
Go ahead, Leo. Continue doing your thing. I ain't fooling with E.
Thank you so much, E, for your perspective. Emmanuel, attorney at law, our district attorney. Give us the good word.
Okay, so I think Leah McSweeney is the wrong messenger because she's very problematic. I agree with what Sebastian said. She's just weird. She's a weird person. But with that being said, though, so we now have Brandy Glanville, Leah McSweeney, Caroline Manzo, Bethany Frankel, Raquel Levis, all coming out speaking against Andy. It's clear that he has a problem. He doesn't know his boundaries. And what I'm trying to say is that everybody owes Lanithia Leaks a huge apology. Okay? Y'all her an apology because she's been saying this. Everybody says she was crazy. Now here come all these other women. Now all of a sudden, the news, like the big news companies are picking the story up. They're like, oh, Andy. But Nene said it first. That's all I have to say.
Emmanuel, I ain't giving her no apology because just like Leah went back for 2 years, only because they had her for 2 years, Nene went back for a whole decade. Whatever. You know, you can't sit at my job and I'm paying you for 10 years straight, 2-point-something million dollars, and then now all of a sudden you want to say about the racism and all of this. And let's be clear, Nene went up there and sat on Watch What Happens Live with Andy and Kiki and Ha in his face about 29,000 times, more than any other housewife on the Housewives series. Nene been on his show the most. So she's a bad example. They complain when the checks stop coming. That's when they complain. So anyway,
no, we complain when the checks stop coming because now we got to be sober because it's not going to work. So when we sober up, we realize, oh no, we've been taken advantage of.
But that's the thing, though. Andy should never even have been making those questions in the first place. What boss has ever asked any of y'all who should be fired?
You know what? All jokes aside, Emmanuel, the boss asks that about people all the time. They just do it behind the scenes.
Yeah, my boss
Right.
actually.
Or they say different words. They're like, who do you think is least responsible? Or who do you think
This,
is at fault for this?
yeah, this stuff happens all the time, right? It just happens on different levels when the job is of a different level. Let's be clear. If golf is the thing at that particular company and you're not on the golf course with them, then you ain't favored. And you a fool. You're a fool to think you are. You're not favored. If you do not attend the company parties where they kiki and ha together and having fun, by default, you're not going to be favored.
Mm-hmm.
Any given job, they tell you, oh, you want to rise up to the top, then you got to get in the ears and the eyes of those said people that are up top, so that when they're naming names, when they need somebody to raise to the next level, your name is going to be sound familiar to them.
If you're the one that always comes late to work, you're
Right.
not going to be the favorite. If you're the one that always has to call out of work, you're not going to be the one that's favored either.
You're not. But how about this? If you're not in their faces, you're not in these places, when somebody in that room, even though you are the most talented one, and they say diva, they're like, who's diva? But if they say Sebastian, oh, Sebastian that was at the party, oh, I had fun, I was talking to him. Oh, Sebastian that was at the golf party the other day, oh yeah, I know Sebastian. Yeah, let's give the job to Sebastian. I mean, you know what? We can play the foolery if we want to, but the bottom line is, no matter if it's Target, Walmart, corporate America, if the right people don't know your name, you can be the most valuable player to that company. But when it comes time to promote somebody, they're going to promote the person who knows somebody whose name they know and say, no, give it to her or give it to him.
And see, he favored Nene so much because Nene was the one that told him to do the reunion shows, and she also was the one that told him to do the Watch What Happened live shows.
That's a rumor and a fallacy on the street, Katrina. That's not the truth behind that, because reunions happen way before the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So see, that's the thing. That's the thing that Nene want to put out in the street and these other people, but that is so not true. A reunion show, if you go look up the history of reunion shows, there was a reunion show before Nene came. So before that was saying before, come on now, Lorraine. So that would be saying that Nene called him out of nowhere before Real Housewives of Atlanta started and say, hey, why don't you do a reunion show? That's not the case.
No. There was reunions because they had already had the OC reunion. The thing is, Nene told him to do a reunion for Atlanta because they were not going to originally do one for that first season.
That's right. And that's the difference. But she didn't tell him, oh, do reunion shows, right? And so it's funny to me that Nene can tell everybody how to do all these amazing things, but she can't turn on the camera for her YouTube channel and do her own thing. I'm just saying that, you know what? So that's what again, right? And I love the people, but that's the foolery behind it. But y'all, I am way over time. So let's just do this real quick. I'm going to do this feel good story. And we out after this. We out because y'all done kept me. But you wait, before I even do this feel good story, can I say this real quick? Leo, I appreciate you and love you. Can we give it up for Leo in the chat? Come on, she ran this thing for me.
She was the Norman.
We love Leo.
Come on now.
I love y'all back. That's not necessary. I love y'all back.
But listen, I love it, okay? I love it. I was able to drink my little drink here and chill out. Yeah. And nobody forced me to get this tea.
They got the pressure on you. The pressure.
Nobody forced me. I'm not going to be suing my invisible employer. I wasn't forced to go get this tea. I got it on my own accord. It's the foolery. Okay.
But what if it was lace, Diva? That's a different thing now.
Whoa.
Call Royer.
I'm gonna call Royer. Okay. Stop it. Let's see this story of forgiveness here.
The road with a story about the power.
We begin with breaking news out of Queen.
All right, y'all. I don't know. I gotta fix my sound. I don't know why it was so low. I hope y'all was able to hear it. I don't know if I could be that forgiving either, but God bless.
I wouldn't be that forgiving, and I say that as a church-going person. I am blunt with it. You take out my mama. Listen, like Carly B said on Love and Hip Hop New York, you and me got beef forever. I don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, I appreciate seeing that. It was a great thing. But listen, guys, if y'all didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button going out. I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you again, Leo. I'll see y'all next time. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Do not cheat a diva, always strike down. Thank you.
Thank you, Tay.